What's up, everybody? Te habla Geovaira Hernández. I'm Geo. I'm one of your coalition organizers with New York Renews. I'm really excited to be sharing today the public launch for the New York Renews story-based project. This project has been underway for the last couple of months, really connecting the inequalities that live systemically and how we're seeing them today with the ongoing climate crisis, the COVID-19 crisis, as well as the recent uprisings for Black liberation as a result of the killing of George Floyd and so many others at the hand of police brutality and militarism. And so this project really is emphasizing the truths and the voices and the stories of people all throughout New York State and beyond, really taking back our mic, taking back our narrative that our truths is where it's at. Nobody can tell us how we have lived our lives and the experiences that we've had. So it's time for us to be able to take that narrative back, especially through a pandemic where we've been forced to distance each other, out of not risking each other's lives, but also seeing how many people have already died from this pandemic and how many people have already died at the hands of police brutality, as well as at the hands of environmental racism. And so I'm just really thrilled to be able to provide this platform and share this resource with all of you, as well as learning from so many of you. All of these things are so interconnected. And when we think about environment, it's not just the trees and the flowers and the grass, but actually everything that makes up our environment, because all of us deserve and have the right to and should have the access to live a joyful, dignifiable life that is free of harms based on what color your skin is, how much money you don't have, where your zip code is. The fact that your zip code determines your health is just outrageous. You have to have money in order to live. So the way that this project is going to go down, you can find us on our New York Renews website. You can also find the videos and stories on our Twitter, our Facebook account, our YouTube account, and our newly formed Instagram account. Like I said, the videos will be 2 to 5 minutes each. You can self-submit your video. We have a couple of prompts and questions for you to reflect on, or you can choose to do a video with a New York Renews member. There's a core team of folks all throughout the state that have been working on this project diligently and carefully, because obviously when dealing with people's stories, you want to be mindful and not just careless about that. And so I'm really excited. Like I said, you can tap in through different social media platforms, but hopefully you can share your story. And obviously I wouldn't be asking you to share your story without me sharing mine. And there's so much importance and tradition and historical presence that exists in storytelling from our ancestors, and it lives in our DNA. That's so much a way of how we learn with each other and learn about each other, and we can't do that if we're obviously not in the same space. So this is another platform for us to be able to do that together. One of the ways that I work towards healing is really just being able to be that person that uplifts the youth the way that I wish I would have been uplifted when I was younger. When I started organizing, it wasn't out of desire, it was out of need. I was away from home, away from my family. I came to Buffalo, New York from the Bronx, and that was the first time I had left, and it was completely different way of living. I had culture shock on culture shock, and so I had to find a way to survive, and so much of that was through food and music and being able to connect with people through that and through storytelling. I didn't necessarily know what I was doing back then, but my heart felt like it knew what it was doing, and I felt so called to that. And so I heal through being able to learn with people, learn about their stories, and understand that I'm not the only one in pain. I'm not the only one that's struggling, and that divide and conquer mentality has been designed so that we don't talk to each other. We don't share the realities of our lives with each other, so that we don't understand the system that is at play to destroy us for the accumulation of wealth and power just for a few. That's not right. I don't want to live in that world. I don't want to go back to the normal before COVID-19, because that normal was not working for us. I want to live in a world where we're respected, where we're able to work on healing, and that everyone is able to live a joyful, dignified life where they live, where they pray, where they learn, and where they play. So if you feel inclined to, please share your story. If you want to check out the videos first before deciding, that's totally fine. Check us out at nyrenews.org. You could check out our YouTube, our Instagram, our Twitter, and our Facebook. And I hope to see so many of you actually activating and advocating for yourselves, because you got to really think about who's telling your story. If you're not telling your story, that means that somebody else is telling your story. And it's time for us to dismantle white supremacy, colonialism, and all these systems that are not serving us. And it's time that we take back the mic, we take back the narrative. And that's with sharing our truths and being able to transform that pain into protest and to power. So peace and love to all of you. I fully believe that we will win and we will create change that will bring us healing and love and trust